In the expansive reaches of human-occupied space, where star systems were strung together like beads on a cosmic string, the Earth-United Fleet patrolled the boundaries of known and unknown territories. Captain Jack Harper, commanding the starship Centurion, was a veteran of Earth's expeditions into the void. His crew, a collection of seasoned spacefarers and bright-eyed novices, looked to him for guidance as they navigated the uncharted sectors near the Zalrith Belt. The mood aboard the Centurion was a blend of routine calm and the palpable thrill of discovery inherent to deep space operations. As Earth had expanded beyond its solar cradle, encounters with alien civilizations had become more frequent, ranging from peaceful trade pacts to tense standoffs. Yet nothing in Harper's extensive career had prepared him for the encounter that would shift the trajectory of human-alien relations forever. It happened during a standard reconnaissance mission. The Centurion's long-range sensors picked up an anomaly, a ship of unknown configuration, hovering near a resource-rich asteroid cluster. Protocol dictated caution, but curiosity drove Harper closer. Initial scans suggested the ship was lightly armed but heavily shielded, characteristics often associated with exploratory vessels. "Open a communication channel," Harper ordered, his voice steady. "Let's see who we're dealing with." The communications officer complied, sending out a standard greeting in the universal trade language. Moments turned tense as they awaited a response. When it came, it was not in words, but a sudden burst of aggressive static that scrambled the Centurion's systems temporarily. "Shields up," Harper barked as technicians scrambled to restore functions. "I want a defensive perimeter. Do not fire unless fired upon." The unknown ship, sleek and angular, painted a stark contrast against the backdrop of the asteroid field. Its movements were erratic, unpredictable. Then, without provocation, it launched a volley of energy pulses toward the Centurion. The attack was swift, a clear declaration of hostilities, but Harper's quick defensive orders saved the ship from critical damage. Retaliatory instincts flared among the crew, but Harper held his command. "Return fire, targeting systems only. Let's disable, not destroy," he instructed. The Centurion responded, its precision fire disrupting the alien ship's weaponry without breaching its hull. In the hours that followed, Harper attempted to re-establish communication. This time, they received a clear but chilling response. The alien voice, rough and clipped, accused the humans of trespassing in Zarlog territory. Harper learned they were dealing with the Zarlogs, a species known to a few in the galactic community but new to Earth's database. "We meant no intrusion. We seek a peaceful resolution," Harper transmitted, even as he prepared for further conflict. The Zarlogs were unforgiving. The incident, born from a misunderstanding, escalated as they vowed retribution. Their message was clear: Earth would face war. As the Centurion limped back towards human space with this grave news, Harper pondered the implications. This accidental clash had now set Earth on a path to its first interstellar war. The galaxy had just expanded, not in distance, but in complexity. Harper knew that the days ahead would test humanity in ways it had never been tested before. The Zarlogs had mistaken their restraint for weakness, a misjudgment that could lead to a devastating conflict, but Harper was resolute. "Prepare for war," he ordered, his gaze fixed on the stars, the weight of his command heavy on his shoulders. War with humans would not be easy, and the Zarlogs would soon learn just how resilient Earthlings could be. Captain Jack Harper returned to Earth under a cloud of tension, the weight of impending conflict bearing down on his shoulders. The skirmish with the Zarlogs had rattled the highest echelons of Earth's united government, and a meeting was swiftly convened at the Planetary Defense Headquarters, a massive structure orbiting Earth like a vigilant guardian. Inside the Grand Strategy Room, a holographic display of the galaxy spun slowly, stars and planets marked with various colors representing different states of alliance and threat. Harper stood before the assembly of military leaders and diplomats, his face set in grim determination. "Ladies and gentlemen," Harper began, his voice echoing slightly in the hushed room. "Our encounter with the Zarlogs was unfortunate and unplanned. However, it has exposed a clear and present danger to our territories. The Zarlogs are preparing for war, convinced of their superiority and our supposed weakness." Murmurs filled the room, a mix of concern and disbelief. The Zarlogs were known in the galaxy for their militant culture and advanced technology, but they had never directly engaged with Earth before. Admiral Lena Choi, the fleet's commander, stood up, her expression thoughtful. "Captain Harper, your report suggests the Zarlogs reacted to a perceived threat. Is it possible this was a misunderstanding that could be resolved diplomatically?" Harper shook his head. We attempted to communicate after the initial skirmish, to no avail. Their message was clear. They view us as invaders and are rallying their forces. We must prepare for the likelihood that diplomacy may fail. The room fell silent, the reality of the situation settling in. Earth's strategic response was multifaceted. While diplomats would attempt to negotiate, the military began preparations for defense. Harper, you and the Centurion's crew handled the first contact commendably, Admiral Choi acknowledged. I want you to take command of our response fleet. You'll oversee the defense of our outposts along the frontier. It's vital we protect these positions while we gather more intelligence on the Zarlog movements. Harper nodded, accepting the responsibility with a quiet confidence. Preparations moved quickly thereafter. Fleets were mobilized, and Earth's finest engineers worked tirelessly to enhance ship defenses and offensive capabilities based on the data Harper had gathered from the Zarlog ship they had disabled. Across human territories, the news spread, stirring a range of reactions. While fear was a natural response, there was also a resolute determination not to be underestimated or subjugated. Humanity had faced challenges before, on Earth and in space. This was another chapter in their ongoing saga of survival and resistance. Training intensified across the fleet. Ships patrolled the borders with increased frequency, sensors scanning the dark expanses of space for any sign of Zarlog activity. Meanwhile, Harper's reputation grew, not just as a capable commander, but as a symbol of human resilience. War with humans? Well, good luck, became a rallying cry among the troops, a defiant declaration of their readiness to face whatever challenges came next. As the Centurion set course toward the frontier, Harper addressed his crew with a steely gaze. This isn't just about survival, he said, his voice steady and commanding. It's about showing the galaxy that humanity will not be intimidated. We will stand our ground, we will adapt, and we will overcome. The journey to the frontier was charged with an electric anticipation. Every crew member knew the gravity of their mission. As stars streaked past the viewports, Harper's thoughts were on the potential battles ahead. He knew the Zarlogs expected easy victories. What awaited them instead would be a testament to human ingenuity and spirit, a war they were not prepared for, against an opponent they had grievously underestimated. Under the vast canvas of stars, the border regions between human and Zarlog territories had become a stage for escalating tensions. Captain Jack Harper, now at the helm of the Frontier Fleet, deployed his ships across critical junctures, turning quiet space lanes into fortified lines of defense. The human outposts, once bustling trade hubs or remote research stations, transformed into bastions of military vigilance. Harper's strategy was rooted in Earth's history of asymmetrical warfare. Knowing they couldn't match the Zarlogs in a straightforward battle of firepower, he opted for guerrilla tactics. Small, agile human squads would engage in hit-and-run attacks on Zarlog patrols, harrying their larger ships and drawing them into unfavorable positions. One such skirmish unfolded near the gas giant Celeron, a strategic point with its complex system of moons and asteroid belts providing perfect cover. The Centurion and 2 frigates lay in wait, their hulls painted with non-reflective coatings, sensors muted to passive scans. As a Zarlog cruiser entered the sector, its presence a looming threat against the starry backdrop, Harper gave the order. Engage disruptors, target their sensors first, let's blind them. The human ships sprung from their hiding spots like specters, their initial volley disrupting the Zarlog cruiser's navigation systems. Before the enemy could recalibrate, human fighters swarmed, a flurry of laser fire and evasive maneuvers showcasing their pilots' skills. Pull back to phase line Beta, Harper commanded after the initial success. The Zarlog cruiser, now aware it was outmatched in agility, called for reinforcements. Harper's fleet retreated just as swiftly, disappearing into the asteroid field. They had inflicted damage, and more importantly, sown confusion and fear. Post-skirmish, Harper reviewed the battle footage with his tactical team. Every encounter teaches us more about their tactics, he noted, pointing out the enemy's sluggish response to unorthodox maneuvers. We adapt, and next time we hit them harder. Meanwhile, Earth's engineers had been working on integrating technology salvaged from previous Zarlog encounters. The capture of a partially disabled Zarlog warship offered a trove of data. Back on Earth, scientists and engineers reverse-engineered key components, enhancing the fleet's capabilities. New shielding techniques, energy weapons, and improved FTL drives began rolling out, bolstering the human response with hybrid technology. Morale among the troops was high. Harper's leadership and the repeated success of their skirmishes had kindled a fire of resilience. Across human-controlled space, news of their David versus Goliath victories spread, bolstering confidence that perhaps the Zarlogs had bitten off more than they could chew. In the war rooms and aboard ships, the phrase, "war with humans, well, good luck," echoed, now a badge of honor and a testament to their burgeoning reputation in the galaxy. Each skirmish, each tactical retreat, and every bit of stolen technology further prepared the human forces for the larger confrontations that were sure to come. Harper knew that these skirmishes were just the beginning. The Zarlogs would retaliate with greater force, and Earth must be ready to withstand the storm. The preparation went beyond tactics and weapons. It was a galvanization of spirit, a rallying of every man, woman, and being under the human banner to stand united against a formidable foe. The galaxy was watching, and Earth was sending a clear message: underestimate us at your peril. After a string of successful skirmishes along the border, Captain Jack Harper and his crew aboard the Centurion were not just fighting. They were adapting and evolving with each engagement. But to turn these tactical victories into strategic success, they needed deeper insight into the Zarlogs' war capabilities and intentions. The Zarlogs, puzzled by the resilience and cunning of human forces, had tightened their security protocols, making it harder for Harper's intelligence teams to intercept communications or gather meaningful data. It was time for a more direct approach. In the war room aboard the Centurion, Harper outlined his plan. "We're going in," he declared, pointing to a strategic Zarlog outpost known as Zeta Station. "We need to understand their command structure and find any weaknesses we can exploit. This isn't just about defense anymore. It's about shifting to offense." Harper selected a diverse team for the mission, emphasizing the multifaceted strengths of Earth's citizens. The team included specialists in languages, cryptography, and combat, reflecting the varied and rich tapestry of human society. Their backgrounds ranged from the academic halls of Earth's universities to the hardened war veterans of frontier conflicts. The operation to infiltrate Zeta Station was risky. The station orbited a volatile star, making approach difficult due to intense radiation and magnetic interference. Using a modified stealth shuttle, Harper and his team maneuvered through the star's coronal mass ejections, using the natural cover to avoid Zarlog sensors. Once aboard the station, the team split up. Harper and two others headed to the command center to download battle plans and communications logs. Meanwhile, another group, led by Lieutenant Meera Singh, a former cybersecurity expert, worked to access the station's central processing unit. Their presence didn't go undetected for long. Zarlog security forces responded swiftly once the intrusion was discovered. Harper's team had to rely on their adaptability and raw human grit to complete their objectives. They moved through the station, engaging in brief but intense firefights, demonstrating not only physical prowess, but also strategic acumen. As Harper downloaded the last of the data, Singh's team successfully implanted a series of logic bombs in the station's network, set to disrupt Zarlog operations and feed false information into their systems. The retreat was as chaotic as the infiltration. Harper's team fought their way back to the shuttle, dodging patrols and navigating through the increasingly unstable internal defenses of the station. The volatile star's activity peaked at just the right moment, providing the necessary distraction for their escape. Back on the Centurion, the team assessed their haul. The data provided insights into the Zarlog's upcoming strategies and revealed significant gaps in their reconnaissance capabilities. Moreover, the operation had sown confusion and mistrust within the Zarlog command as they scrambled to counter the planted misinformation. "This mission wasn't just about gathering intelligence," Harper explained to his crew. "It was about showing the Zarlogs and the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated. We're resourceful, we're diverse, and we're tenacious." The success of the operation bolstered the morale across Earth's forces. News of the daring raid spread, painting humans not just as survivors, but as formidable strategists and warriors. Harper's reputation as a leader grew, and with it, the legend of humanity's indomitable spirit. "War with humans? Well, good luck," was now more than a catchphrase. It was a proven fact, echoing across the stars as Earth prepared for the next phase of the war. With the successful raid on Zeta Station boosting human morale and disrupting Zarlog command structures, Captain Jack Harper's tactical prowess began drawing attention beyond the immediate conflict. The humans' unexpected success against a superior foe was becoming a beacon in the galactic community, signaling a potential shift in power dynamics. As the Centurion docked at the Interstellar Alliance Station, a hub for diplomacy and trade located in neutral space, Harper received communications from several alien delegations expressing interest in meetings. These species, once mere observers of the human-Zarlog conflict, were now considering the benefits of aligning with Earth's unexpectedly formidable military capabilities. Among the interested parties were the Silics, a race of advanced technologists whose knowledge of energy weapons could prove invaluable. Another was the Galdan, expert navigators and strategists, whose understanding of interstellar currents and gravitational anomalies had allowed them to evade larger, more powerful aggressors for centuries. Harper met with each delegation in turn, using the diplomatic skills he had honed as much as his strategic ones. In discussions with the Silics, he emphasized the mutual benefits of sharing technology, proposing a trade of human ingenuity in cyber warfare for Silics energy shielding techniques. With the Galdan, Harper discussed joint training exercises, offering human expertise in guerrilla tactics in exchange for lessons in navigating through the galaxy's most perilous regions. The Galdan, intrigued by the humans' audacity and resilience, quickly warmed to the idea. The negotiations were delicate, with each side carefully weighing the risks and rewards of such partnerships. But the success of these talks was cemented by the shared recognition of a common potential threat in the Zarlogs, whose aggressive expansionism could one day threaten them all. As the alliances began to take shape, news of another Zarlog attack reached the station. This time, the target was a human outpost on the edge of the Belt of Orion, a key position for accessing several resource-rich asteroid fields. The Zarlogs had expected an easy victory against what they assumed was a minor fortification. However, with support from the Silics, the outpost was equipped with the latest energy shields, which held against the Zarlog assault long enough for Galdan reinforcements to flank the attackers, forcing them into a hasty retreat. The battle at Orion's belt became a turning point, not just in the conflict, but in galactic perceptions of Earth's role. Harper's strategy of fostering alliances and integrating alien technology into human defenses was proving a game-changer in the war. Back on the Centurion, Harper and his crew celebrated their allies' first joint victory. The ship buzzed with activity as human and alien technicians worked side by side to integrate Silics shielding into the fleet and train pilots in Galdan navigational tactics. "This is just the beginning," Harper told his crew. "Together, we're not just rewriting the rules of this war, we're changing the future of human presence in the galaxy." The newfound alliances brought more than just military support. They brought a sense of belonging in the galactic community for humanity. Harper, once a simple captain on a border patrol ship, was now seen as a visionary leader, steering humanity towards a prominent place among the stars. The message was clear across the galaxy. War with humans. Well, good luck. Now echoed not as a taunt, but as a warning to all who might underestimate the tenacity and ingenuity of Earth and its new friends. The alliances forged by Captain Jack Harper were more than just strategic. They symbolized a newfound unity among previously isolated or neutral civilizations. The shared victory at Orion's belt, achieved through a blend of human courage and alien technology, showcased this powerful coalition to the entire galaxy. Word of their success spread, inspiring other minor systems to reconsider their positions and potential alliances with Earth. With these new allies bolstering Earth's position, Harper planned a series of coordinated strikes against key Zarlog bases. Each target was carefully chosen for its strategic value, aiming to disrupt Zarlog supply lines and command structures, further weakening their operational capabilities. One such target was the Zarlog fuel depot located in the dense asteroid field of Draconis. The depot was heavily guarded, but it was critical to Zarlog war efforts, supplying their fleet across several sectors. Harper's plan was audacious, a combined assault involving human-led space commandos and Galdan navigators who could maneuver through the hazardous asteroid field with uncanny precision. As the fleet assembled for the attack, Harper briefed his diverse command team. "Today, we strike a blow that will resonate across Zarlog territories," he declared, his voice resolute. "We're not just fighting for survival anymore. We're fighting to win." The operation commenced under the cover of a meteor shower, an environmental hazard that provided perfect camouflage for the approaching Alliance fleet. Galdan pilots, paired with human gunners, threaded their ships through the rocky maze, evading Zarlog sensors until they were within striking range. Meanwhile, Silics engineers had enhanced Earth's torpedoes with energy cores capable of piercing the reinforced shields of Zarlog depots. As the fleet broke through the outer defenses, these modified torpedoes were launched in a brilliant barrage of light and power, overwhelming the depot's defenses. The depot erupted in a series of spectacular explosions, casting bright flares across the asteroid field. Zarlog reinforcements scrambled, but they were met with a well-organized retreat by the human Galdan forces, who left traps and mines in their wake, causing further chaos among the pursuing Zarlog ships. The success of the Draconis raid was a testament to the effectiveness of the human-led alliance, and it marked a turning point in the war. Zarlog morale began to falter as news of the raid and other successful strikes spread through their ranks. In contrast, the spirits among the alliance forces were high, their belief in victory growing with each successful mission. Back on the Centurion, Harper reviewed the updated war maps with his advisors. Areas once marked with the ominous colors of Zarlog control were now being reclaimed. The tide of war was turning, and at the heart of this shift was human ingenuity and the power of unity. Harper knew the war was far from over, but these victories had changed the nature of the conflict. The alliance was no longer seen as a temporary coalition of convenience, but as a strong, cohesive force capable of maintaining peace and stability in the galaxy. As they prepared for the next phase of the conflict, Harper felt a profound sense of pride in his crew and their allies. War with humans? Well, good luck. Had evolved from a defiant challenge to a confident assertion of Earth's place in the galaxy. A place earned not by conquest, but through leadership, bravery, and the willingness to stand together with others against tyranny. As the galactic tide turned in favor of Earth and its allies, Captain Jack Harper prepared for what he anticipated would be one of the pivotal confrontations of the war, the Battle of Red Nebula. Intelligence reports indicated that the Zarlogs were amassing a large fleet in the nebula, intending to use its dense gas clouds as cover for a surprise attack on key alliance systems. Harper knew the significance of this battle. A victory here could potentially break the Zarlogs' resolve and significantly weaken their position in the war. The Red Nebula was notorious for its thick crimson gases that interfered with radar and visual navigation, making it a dangerous battleground. To counter the Zarlogs' plans, Harper devised a strategy that leveraged the unique skills of his new allies. The Galdan navigators would lead, using their expertise to maneuver through the nebula's hazardous environment. Meanwhile, Silic's engineers worked to modify the fleet's sensors to better penetrate the nebula's dense clouds, ensuring they wouldn't be blindsided by the Zarlog forces. As the Allied fleet assembled at the edge of the Red Nebula, Harper addressed his crew and the Allied forces. "This is more than a battle for territory," he stated solemnly. "It's a statement. We are declaring that unity and resolve are stronger than fear and oppression. Today we fight not just for our homes, but for the future of peace in our galaxy." The battle commenced with the Zarlog fleet emerging ominously from the nebula's depths, their ships like dark shadows against the swirling red mist. The Allied fleet, prepared and coordinated, met them with a barrage of fire. The Galdan pilots performed evasive maneuvers taught to them by human pilots, dodging the heavy fire, while the modified sensors provided by the Silics gave the Allies a crucial advantage, allowing them to target enemy ships with precision. The turning point came when Harper led a squadron on a risky mission to flank the Zarlog flagship. Navigating through the densest parts of the nebula, they managed to approach undetected and launched a devastating assault. The flagship, critically damaged, was forced to retreat, sowing confusion and disarray among the Zarlog forces. With their flagship compromised, the Zarlog fleet's formation broke. Seizing the opportunity, Harper ordered a full advance. The battle raged for hours, with the nebula illuminated by the light of countless explosions. Eventually, the Zarlogs, unable to regroup and overwhelmed by the Allied onslaught, began to flee. In the aftermath of the battle, the Red Nebula, once a place of peril, became a symbol of the Alliance's courage and tactical brilliance. The victory was celebrated across Allied worlds, and the image of diverse ships flying together against a common enemy became a powerful symbol of the new galactic order. Harper's leadership and the bravery of his diverse crew and allies had not only secured a critical victory, but also demonstrated the potential for a unified galactic community. The Battle of Red Nebula was not just a victory in the war. It was a promise of a new dawn for the galaxy, one where cooperation and mutual respect could lead to lasting peace. With the decisive victory at the Red Nebula, the momentum of the war shifted irreversibly in favor of Earth and its allies. The Zarlogs, their forces scattered and morale shattered, had little choice but to request peace talks. Captain Jack Harper, whose leadership had been pivotal in turning the tide, was at the forefront of these negotiations. The peace talks took place on neutral station Zeta, a space station positioned in a sector agreed upon by all parties as neutral territory. Representatives from various galactic powers, including those that had remained neutral, attended, witnessing what they hoped would be the end of conflict. Harper sat at the negotiation table, flanked by his trusted officers and newfound allies. Across from him were the Zarlog representatives, visibly humbled yet dignified. The talks were tense, with the weight of war's devastation hanging over everyone's heads. However, Harper's approach remained firm yet fair, advocating for terms that emphasized reconciliation and future cooperation rather than punitive measures. "We have an opportunity here," Harper stated, addressing the assembly. "Not just to end a war, but to build a foundation for something greater. Let's not squander this by dwelling on past grievances. Let's look forward to what we can achieve together." The negotiations lasted for days, with Harper playing a crucial role in mediating between different interests and visions for the future. His experience in the war, coupled with his understanding of both human and alien perspectives, made him an ideal peacemaker. Finally, an agreement was reached. The treaty included disarmament provisions, the establishment of a joint galactic council to address future conflicts, and the opening of trade routes between Zarlog territories and allied systems. It was a comprehensive pact designed to ensure long-term peace and mutual prosperity. As the treaty was signed, applause broke out across the station. Harper felt a profound sense of relief and accomplishment. His efforts had not only saved countless lives, but had also helped forge a new path for galactic relations. Returning to Earth as a hero, Harper was met with celebrations. But for him, the true victory was seeing the former enemies come together, sharing stories and laughter at a banquet held in honor of the treaty's signing. Looking out over the crowd, Harper realized that this peace was his life's greatest achievement. "War with humans? Well, good luck," had once been a defiant rallying cry. Now it was a reminder of the resilience and courage that humans had brought to the galactic stage, proving that even in the vastness of space, unity and peace were possible. The story concluded with Harper retiring from military service, confident in the younger leaders he had inspired. The galaxy was entering a new era, one of peace and cooperation, and though challenges remained, Harper was optimistic about the future. As he watched a sunset from his home on Earth, he knew that the galaxy was a better place for his efforts, and that was more than enough.